What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And I want to speak on a podcast that I recently listened to, right? And this podcast had Dennis Rodman on there, and the topic of Kobe Bryant came up. And Dennis Rodman said something that I agree with. And also, there's a trend, in my opinion, as far as like when we talk about Kobe Bryant, right? Dennis Rodman said that Kobe Bryant definitely deserves to be in the GOAT conversation. But before he said that definitely they asked him about the GOAT, but he said that definitely Mike is the GOAT. But Kobe Bryant, in his opinion, definitely should be in that conversation. And I would have to agree with Dennis Rodman. When you think about that GOAT conversation, I don't even know how you can have that conversation without including Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant, in my opinion, was the closest thing to Mike. When we think about like how he was dominant offensively, excellent defensive ball player. He played both sides of the ball. Kobe Bryant won 5 championships, right? 3 of those championships was with Shaq. And so, when people didn't really, if he'd only had the 3 championships, people may not have given him the credit that they're giving him as far as being a great ball player. But when Kobe kind of like forced Shaq out of town and made it, so that he could be the one to take over the Lakers, he would put himself in a position where as though he had to deliver. And in my opinion, to do something like that, to put himself in a position where as though you either got to put up or shut up, I thought that was, that was brave. That was a bold move for Kobe to run Shaq out of, not really run Shaq out of town, but to put it out there that he thought he could do it without Shaq. He thought he could do it, not by himself, but like I said, without Shaq. Then Kobe goes on to take the Lakers to 2 more championships and win 2 championships. So that kind of move right there, puts somebody that will put you in the GOAT conversation, in that conversation. Now I wanna bring Stephen A. Smith in this, because Stephen A. Smith really says that LeBron is number 2. But in my opinion, LeBron is not number 2. I mean, and I definitely don't have LeBron ahead of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was too offensively, was just too dominant. Excellent, as far as his footwork was concerned. His defense was he was all defense a few times. So I think they're getting to the point now where things are really going to be, like people going to make this conversation right. And I think once LeBron James, in my opinion, once LeBron James retire, I think if more people will even come out and say, yeah, Kobe was they'll acknowledge, especially people in the mainstream media. They will acknowledge that Kobe was that dude. Kobe was, in my opinion, number 2. In my opinion, he's the closest thing to Mike. Some people even say that Kobe is the greatest Laker of all time. So then you have to consider, you got Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is beloved in LA. You got Magic, who is really beloved in LA. Shaq. I don't know if I would put him. Wow. the greatest Laker ahead of Magic and Kareem. That's kind of hard to have. I don't know, but Kobe should be in that GOAT conversation. Like I said, he was the closest thing to Mike. Better, in my opinion, a better basketball player than LeBron. I can't, but I just think that with this clutch sports situation and with LeBron being the player in the league who in the NBA, the NBA wants to uphold LeBron since he's currently in the league. And so that's where I think a lot of that narrative comes along. But Michael Jordan is coming back this season, to do some some work with NBC. We're looking forward to that. And I think a lot of this nonsense about LeBron James is really going to fade. And and not that I'm a LeBron hater. I just want people to put LeBron in proper context. Even Stephen A. Smith brought up the situation where LeBron lost he lost the 2011 championship to the Dallas Mavericks. JJ Barrera and Jason, what was his name? Jason, I got his name over here somewhere. JJ Barrera and Jason, what's Jason's name? Well, y'all know. Oh, Jason Terry, my fault. Jason Terry. They shut LeBron James down in that 2011 championship. Jason Terry, I think, is 6'2", less than 200 pounds. JJ Barrera, I think, is like 5'8", 5'9". Let's give him 5'10". JJ Barrera, 5'10". Both of these guys are very good basketball players. But no way, if you had stuck those guys on Kobe, either one of those guys in a championship series, you stick Jason Terry on. Kobe is going to score every time down the court. Every time down the court. I think Kobe is like 6'8". Jason Terry 6'2". Kobe going to score every time. Not only is he going to score, but it's going to be easy baskets. He's going to post them up, turn around, and just shoot over him. JJ Barrera, like nothing that if nothing in the world that either one of these ball players would have been able to do to Kobe or Mike. And for LeBron James is bigger than Kobe and Mike. And for him to allow those guys to shut him down just shows that offensively, LeBron was limited, very limited. They were, those two guys played LeBron James to not to let him get to the basket, but they wanted him just to shoot his jumper, right? So if LeBron James put the ball on the floor, then they was going for the steal. They was reaching and making it obvious that they weren't going to allow LeBron to get around them. So they were going for steals and and reaching for the ball, trying to take the ball away from him. So LeBron was settling for jumpers instead of posting those guys up and playing with his back to the basket. It was a disgrace. That don't happen to Kobe. That would not have happened to Kobe. And the fact that Kobe is not, they put LeBron ahead of Kobe, in my opinion, is disrespectful. I think, like I said, once Mike come back, I think all this LeBron top two is going to, it's going to go away. And that's where it gets me back to Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith says that LeBron James is number 2 in his book. But mark my words, LeBron James, even on Stephen A. Smith's on Stephen A. Smith's his list, I think LeBron James is going to drop, because even in his arguments, he brought up the 2011 thing, and that to me, the 2011 thing was just a big disgrace. I never seen Magic, Bird, Kareem, nobody collapsed in a championship series the way LeBron did in 2011. And not only that, that wasn't the only championship series where he collapsed. He collapsed in the one where they played against the Spurs. Also the Boston Celtics. What was the guy named? Kevin Garnett said, we challenged LeBron James to shoot a jumper. So no, it's just too many examples of LeBron James just buckling under pressure. Everybody, most people do buckle under pressure, but then they find a way to get better and get over it. So in the offseason, they used to talk about how Larry Bird was working on his game because he wanted to make himself a better basketball player. Magic did the same thing. Kobe did it. Jordan did it. All of those guys did it. And they came back. Every year they added something new to their game, whereas though LeBron James was not like that. Like, you don't see a new skill from LeBron James in year 20 that he didn't have in year 1. And so that, to me, that's just not the sign of a GOAT. That's, to me, he's a great ball player, very good ball player, but he's not in that top 10. And I always bring up the fact that Julius Erving have him ranked 15. I think he's behind Scottie Pippen. And to me, I'm going to see if I can find that list, because to me, that makes sense. I would take Scottie Pippen before I took LeBron James and a whole bunch of other players. But Dennis Rodman was right. Kobe Bryant should be in that GOAT conversation. I think Kobe Bryant will get there, especially once LeBron James retire. I just think that the NBA is hanging their hat on LeBron James because he's in the league. But once he's out the league, I think a lot of this nonsense will get washed out, But that's my take on that conversation about Kobe being in that GOAT conversation. Make sure to like and subscribe. Also, don't forget to leave a comment, and I will check you all out in the next episode. Peace.